we are going to see the FIR filter design using windowing method. So in the previous lecture we have seen the Fourier series method of designing the FIR filter. The only one step which is different from windowing as well as the Fourier series method is how we are calculating the infinite to finite impulse responses. In Fourier series method, just a recollection, Fourier series method, we start from ht of e power j omega and we find the ht of n value, and this ht of n is infinite. To make this to finite, we just abruptly truncate it so that we receive a problem of Gibbs oscillation. There is an oscillation in the pass band and the stop band, and hence Gibbs oscillation occurs in this Fourier series method. So this ht of n can be abruptly truncated to get h of n. From this we find h of z by taking the z transform. This is the Fourier series method of calculating the designing the FIR filter. Okay, so the same problem we take, but we are going to use the window function to find the value of h of n. Other steps are same. The only one step which is different from the Fourier series method is we are not going to abruptly truncate. We are going to multiply. Multiply the ht of n value, that is infinite impulse response, with the window function w of n. We have different types of windows like rectangular window, Hamming window, Hanning window, and Hazer window, triangular window, and Blackman-Tukey window. So many windows are there. Depending upon our application, you can take the type of windows. So we have certain constraints to choose the windowing function. That means if I don't want this side lobe and all, we have to use certain window functions, and if I want to increase the gain, we have to use some other window function. Okay, so this only one step is different in this windowing method. Okay, so we start from the same problem. In the problem we have started with the ht of e power j omega and find the ht of n value by using inverse dt ft, and we have written this value here. In the next step, in the next slide, I will show you how the ht of n value will be. So in the step to find the h of n, we have to multiply ht of n with the w of n. For that we want the w of n value. Here we take the Hanning window function. So Hanning window function is given as 0.5 plus 0.5 into cos 2 pi n by n minus 1 in this range, minus of n minus 1 by 2 to n minus 1 by 2. Okay, substitute n is equal to 11, we get 0.5 plus 0.5 cos pi n by 5 in the range of n as minus 5 to plus 5. So we have to substitute the value of n from minus 5 to 5. If you substitute like that, you will get wh of 0 is equal to 0.5 plus 0.5 which is equal to, here n is equal to 0, so cos 0 1, so it is 0.5 which is equal to 1. Similarly, you substitute the different values of n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, 4, 5, up to that we have to substitute and find the windowing function values. Okay, so you don't want to substitute each and every equation like this. Okay, so what you have to do is you just type this in your calculator as 0.5 plus 0.5 cos, instead of this n value, because here n is the variable, we are going to change different values for n and we are going to calculate. So what you have to do is you take in your calculator you type as 0.5 plus 0.5 cos a pi divided by 5. So in your calculator you can take the alpha button and you can take the value, take the symbol A. Okay, type this in your calculator, then you press the calc button, CALC, calc button. It will ask you the value for A, and that time you substitute the value of A. Here it is A in your calculator, but in our problem, instead of A, we have to keep in mind it is N. Okay, so different values of N, in the calculator, different values of A we have to substitute. Okay, so from A equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you substitute, then you can get the value of the windowing function W. So WH of 3, 4 and 5, W of 5 up to W of 5 we have calculated. Then the HT of N value, this is calculated in the previous slide. You can refer this, previous lecture. You can refer that for calculating the HT of N value. HT of N is equal to sin n pi by n pi minus sin n pi by 4 to 4 by n pi. This value also we have calculated in that lecture also itself. So simply you substitute the value for n ranging from minus 5 to plus 5. Okay, since it is a symmetric impulse response, we can take minus 5, HT of 5 is equal to HT of minus 5, HT of 4 is equal to minus 4, like that. Okay, so HT of 0 to HT of minus HT of 5 we have calculated. Then to find the H of n is equal to HT of n into W of n. This place only the problem differs from the Fourier series method. Okay, I'll show how the final result is changing between the Fourier series and the windowing method. Okay, so here we substitute the value of n again to find H of 0. If you want to find H of 0, HT of 0 into W of 0. In the previous step we have calculated all the HT values and also WH values. You substitute all the values individually and you can get the final answer. Okay, so this you can simply calculate, and that all the next step is to find the transfer function. So transfer function is given by the Z transform. H of Z is equal to summation n equal to minus pi to 5. Actually formula is minus infinity to infinity. In our problem, n value ranging from minus 5 to plus 5. So summation n equal to minus 5 to 5 H of n Z power minus n. So you just expand by substituting the value of n, you will get H of minus 5 Z power 5 plus H of minus 4 Z power 4 until H of 5 Z power minus 5. Previous step we have calculated all the H values, H of minus 5 to H of plus 5, and substitute all the values, you will get this equation. H of minus 5, H of minus 4 value is equal to 0. So you substitute all the values, you will get this equation. You see this equation, here we have Z power 3, Z power 2. That means this is the coefficient H of minus 3. This is the coefficient H of minus 2. So what it means, your impulse response function is having values in the negative side also, minus 3, minus 2. Also you have some values, minus 0.026, minus 0.107, some values you have in the negative part of the impulse response. Okay, so if it is the case, then this impulse response is said to be non-causal filter. It cannot be realizable. It is non-causal. So what we have to do is we have to make it as realizable by multiplying Z power minus of n minus 1 by 2 with H of Z. Here n is equal to 11 and hence Z power minus 5 into H of Z. Just multiply with this and the final answer you see here you have Z power minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 up to minus 8. That represents H of 2, H of 3. So all the coefficients are lying on the right side of the impulse response. That means it is not having values in the negative side. Okay, so it is now the filter has become realizable filter. Right, from this equation you take the again the values. Here H of 2, H of 3, H of, you don't take the values from the previous one. Once you make the transfer function into realizable, after that you take the impulse response values from H of 0 to H of 10. So from this h of 0, 1, 9, 10 are equal to 0, and all the remaining values are written here. And as like the previous lecture, here also we are going to draw the magnitude response. If the problem is asked you to find once the transfer function, you can stop with the previous slide. But once it is asked to plot the magnitude response, we have to write the frequency response equation. So this is the frequency response equation. H of e power j omega is equal to h of n minus 1 by 2 plus n equal to 1 to n minus 1 by 2, 2 times of h of n minus 1 by 2 minus n cos omega n. Okay, so substitute the capital N value, then you will get h of 5 plus 2 times of n equal to 1 to 5, 2 times h of 5 minus n cos omega n. After that, you substitute, expand this equation by substituting the values of different values of n. You will get the equation like this. N equal to 1 means 5 minus 1, 4. So 2h of 4 cos omega. When n is equal to 2, 5 minus 2, 3. H of 3 cos 2 omega. Likewise, you have to substitute up to up to n is equal to 5. That means 2 times h of 5 minus 5, it is h of 0 cos 5 omega. The previous, so here we have the different impulse responses values. You substitute all the values over here, we get this equation. In this equation, we get the magnitude response that depends only on the frequency omega, no other variable here, only omega is the variable. So we take a table. In this, we substitute different values of omega in degrees. Omega in degrees you take, this is our choice. You can take different values of omegas in terms of degrees, 0, 10, 20, like etc., or 0, 20, 30, or 0, 15, 30, 45, it's our choice. So by you substituting the values of different values of omega, we get the different values of omega, we get the frequency response values, magnitude values. In terms of dB also we calculated. So we have to draw the graph, magnitude response graph. In this, you substitute all the values over here. You can see the response of the values is the high pass filter. So as in the given problem, as a high pass filter, we can prove that this is the response of the high pass filter. Okay, so in the gate exam, they will give these impulse response values. From this impulse response values, we have to find the type of filter that can be done by using these steps. Okay, so when we compare, until now we have seen the design of FIR filter using the windowing method. In the previous lecture, we have designed the FIR filter using Fourier series method. So what is the advantage of windowing method is, you see this response, the sideband is not there, as well as there is no oscillation in the passband, I'll show the magnitude response of the filter by using Fourier series method. You see this diagram here, we have a subband as well as there is an oscillation in the passband. So this is the disadvantage of Fourier series method, and in the windowing method, this oscillation, that means the Gibbs phenomenon, can be reduced. Okay, thank you.